Hey everybody, Stacy here with Pitch Deck Fire, and I'm so glad you guys have joined us for another one of our pitch hacks of the week this week. If you haven't been with us before, we cover tips and tricks on pitching, pitch decks, sales decks, investor decks, and live presentations. So that means if you're a startup looking for funding or an established company looking for new customers, maybe you're even in an accelerator or an incubator program, or even pitching in a pitch competition, all of you guys can find value in our pitch hacks here. So let's hop right into it. What's this week's pitch hack of the week? All right, this week we have pausing is key. Do not forget to pause. This is a little knowledge bomb here today, not a question. But pausing is super, super important. If you've ever heard me talk about pitching, practicing pitching, and the kind of ups and downs of the public speaking aspect of pitching, I'm always going to talk about pausing. And here's why. Pausing. Pausing is so, so important. When you pause, it gives your audience a chance to hear you, to think, to really get it, to absorb the information you've given, to consider it, to attach to it, to get engaged by it, and to continue listening to the rest of the things that you have to say. It's very often the case that the clients we work with and the companies that I see pitching all the time, they try to fill up the entire space of the pitching. They talk, and they don't want to pause. They just something else. I want something else. I have everything to say in 5 minutes. I have so much to say. Oh my gosh, I can't pause. There's no time to pause. So just keep talking. And the problem with that is that our audience has a very short attention span. They can't grab on to things very easily when we don't pause. When we pause, we give them a chance. We give them a chance to understand that was the one thing I said. And here's the next thing I'm going to say. And here's the third thing I'm going to say. And I'm going to remember those three things better than if I said I had a thing and I have a thing and I have a thing. It just all runs together. It's the same reason why on a slide you want to have white space. I know it sounds crazy. You may not, have a design mixed with business brain like I do. But to me, pausing is the equivalent of having white space on the slide. If we have a slide that's just so full, you can't see anything. It's the same thing when you talk. When it's so full, you can't hear anything. And when you have white space on a slide, so we have space in between these three big things I want you to see. I have space. I have, more distinct images on a slide. Then that gives us the opportunity to see three things. Same thing with pausing. When I'm talking, if I pause after I say something else, and then pause, and then I say something else, those three things become three distinct thoughts or ideas for you as an audience member. It's not all just one jumbled together mess. Pausing can be super, super important. It also can give you space to feel and be confident in a pitch when you pause. Pausing helps with this because when you just rush, you're keeping that adrenaline pumping through your system so much. And if you just pause, you can own it. You can have the confidence. You can hold the space, right? Just hold the space and pause in that space. Pausing is also super helpful for getting rid of filler words. I did a video a while back on filler words, and in that video I talked about how pausing instead of using like and other filler words, right? Like that. All of those things, if you just pause instead of saying that filler word, it's going to sound better to your audience. Very hard to get rid of filler words. Focusing on pausing can help with that. So make sure you pause. Do it often in a pitch. Do not fear for losing space in the 5 minutes that you have allotted, because you want to make sure people understand you and get what you're saying and are excited about it. That's the number one goal. And if you don't pause, you're going to have a really hard time with people doing that, because it's just going to be one long mess of information and they're not going to understand the differences between it. Plus, it gives you that confidence, added boost. So definitely make sure you pause. Super good thing to do. Love pausing. It's great. Make sure you pause. So there you have it. That was a knowledge bomb here today. Pausing is key. Do not forget to pause. Hopefully you found value in this. If you have any comments or thoughts on pausing, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for upcoming pitch hacks, we have a link below as well. Please submit your ideas. I would love to answer them in an upcoming video. We put out new pitch hacks every single week, so give us a little thumbs up and subscribe and you'll find out about the next video. Again, I'm Stacy with Pitch Deck Fire, and I hope to see you guys here again soon. Happy pitching!